Welcome back. Well, with us right now from Harvard Eye Associates is a gentleman that I think we've known. I don't know. I've known you for I don't know how many years. Great having you here.
Since you were 12.
Since
anyway,
I was 12.
I think.
Since, yeah, but I think he's younger than me. So he was practicing when he was 10. He was like that big. But Dr. John Hovannisian is here, and we're going to talk about cataract, something quite common as you get to be a certain age. So my first question is, what kind of a two-part? What is a cataract exactly? Why does one get one? And I'm going to add a third one in there. Are there something people can do to prevent it? There you go.
Yeah, great question. I'll see if I can remember all those. So a cataract is a clouding of the internal lens of the eye. We all have a lens in our eye just like a camera does. And just as our hair becomes gray as we have more birthdays, of course this isn't happening to you.
No, it's happening.
But it is, gradually that lens becomes more cloudy with time. And there's probably not a lot we can do about it. Best ways probably to prevent it or to delay it are to do the same things to take care of our body that we should be doing anyway. Eat right, exercise, not too much of any one thing, don't smoke. But they happen. And nowadays, with modern advances in surgery, we do surgery at earlier stages because, 80 is the new 60 and 60 is the new 40, right? We're all very active late into life. So having good vision is essential to living well. That I think covers prevention and cause.
Yeah.
And then there was a third part I think maybe I got in there too.
Yeah, you did, because I asked, is it just something that happens?
It just happens. Primarily it just happens. And we're not eager to do surgery until we need to, but these days our patients are usually the ones asking us to do surgery. And the good news is that this is a very well established surgery. Probably everybody watching has 2 or 3 friends who've been through it and know what it's like, because it's the most commonly performed surgery in the United States, bar none. And it's because most of us get a cataract, we live long enough to get one, and we get 2, and so the surgery happens twice. So,
a quick question I'm going to throw in there. It doesn't mean both eyes happen at the same time, or if both eyes will get it.
Yeah, it's it's a common thing that they happen at the same time. When it's in one eye more than the other, usually it's more noticeable because people kind of say, gosh, I'm just not seeing well out of this eye. When it's both eyes at the same time, it's harder to notice because it's almost like having dirty glasses. It happens gradually, and not until you clean them do you realize what you were looking through, right?
Right.
And here, of course, it does require surgery, and the surgery is not very hard to go through. It's about a 5 or 10 minute procedure. Patients are sedated very well with an IV, so they really don't have any pain. Afterwards, maybe they experience a little bit of scratchiness. But most people are back to most normal activities the next day, like driving and reading and showering and using a computer. We ask our patients to take a week off of strenuous exercise like running or biking or tennis, and maybe 2 weeks off of water sports or hot tubs. But apart from that, it's back to normal for most people.
So what exactly do you do for the surgery?
In cataract surgery, we're taking out and replacing the lens inside the eye. And so it is a surgery inside the eye. It's not like LASIK surgery. Because there's a clouding inside the eye, we can't just do LASIK on the surface to refocus the eye. We have to remove it and replace the lens. But that gives us exciting opportunities because nowadays we have exciting new lens implants that are designed to do more than just fix a cataract. They're designed to give people vision after surgery that was even better than they had before. The ability to see far away and up close, both without glasses, is something we can give patients nowadays with modern implants.
Yeah, I know you've talked about those before. Some of them have what's called a Fresnel type lens, am I right?
Yeah, different types of optics. Some are moving optics that autofocus using the eye's muscles.
Wow.
Some are, just a design where they kind of extend the focus, and some have almost like a Fresnel, a diffractive optics that gives 2 focal points for far and for near. And there are advantages to each. We are very experienced in helping patients understand what their choices are and what might be a good fit for one person that's not for another. And that's part of our job to help patients understand that.
So let's go back to if both eyes have cataracts in them, would you do them at the same time or wait a week apart?
It's a great question. We usually wait 2 or 3 weeks apart between the 2 eyes. That's really because Medicare kind of requires that delay. And we don't do them at the same time because we want to make sure everything's right with the first eye before we do the second. It's very rare to have problems of any significance. And yet we want to separate that risk, if you will. And we feel better, patients feel better when we do it that way.
Yeah, I think so.
Right.
Let's bring up, you just brought up Medicare.
Yeah.
And because we're in Medicare open enrollment about this time, is that covered? Because we have talked about how certain things with eye insurance, Medicare, whatever, may not be covered. And I don't want to go off topic too much here, but we've talked about this because sometimes they go, well, you don't really need LASIK, or you don't, here's a pair of glasses.
Right.
But this is considered an actual medical procedure, something that is needed.
Yeah, so medical insurance, Medicare covers things that are medically necessary.
Right.
Cataract is a medical condition that's medically necessary. A lot of folks think that you have to have eye insurance in order to have treatment for your eyes. And that's true if all you're going for is a routine eye exam and you don't have any eye disease. There's a small part of an eye exam, the refraction, that's not covered by Medicare. It's kind of an odd thing, and it's a cost that is relatively nominal. Surgery is covered, although choosing to have an advanced implant is in the category of not covered. So, when you go through cataract surgery with an advanced implant, you're having one surgery that happens all at once with one implant. But in Medicare's eyes, it's almost like two procedures. Basic cataract surgery plus an advanced lens implant. The basic surgery is covered, the anesthesia fees, the operating room fees for the surgeon and the anesthesiologist, that's the big part. The portion that's not covered is the additional part for an advanced lens implant that most of our patients want to have because it gives them better vision for life.
Yeah, so that's a good point to be made.
Yeah.
When someone has a routine eye exam, at what point do you begin to notice that you might be getting a cataract forming here, and how long do you wait till you say now is the time?
Even young guys like you in their mid-30s have a little bit of cataract. We notice them early in life, but they usually don't start to affect us in our ability to do things until much later in life. And so it's really, the decision to have surgery is driven more than anything else by the patient who says, now I'm having trouble. I'm having glare when I look at headlights coming toward me at night. I'm having trouble reading fine print for prolonged periods of time.
I get the glare. I get the fine print.
With each year, it gets a little worse, doesn't it? Because our eyes are not as perfect as they were when we were 22 years old.
But I tell my wife, no, the windshield is not perfectly clean.
No.
It's curved a little bit. That's the glare I'm getting off the windshield of the car. It's not my eyes.
I'm glad that makes you feel better.
It does.
And the truth is those things do matter. And as we go through life, our eye loses a little bit of contrast, and those things bother us more. Eventually, the cataract itself makes it hard to see, and that's when it becomes obvious that we need to do something.
Right.
That's when we start to talk about doing cataract surgery.
Okay.
So, yeah.
And it's a procedure that has been done for years. Obviously, the advances that we've talked about over the years, just since I've known you, have been
tremendous.
tenfold. I mean, really, it has been tremendous.
Now we have lasers that can assist us for cases where it's needed. We have new instruments and new devices that just make things safer and more streamlined, more predictable, and we understand today things that we didn't even 10 years ago that make surgery today so much better. It's an exciting time, and it's only getting better.
It is. Good to see you.
Great to see you,
Have a
too.
wonderful Thanksgiving,
Happy Thanksgiving,
my friend.
Thank you, my friend.
And folks, you can go online, just search for Harvard Eye Associates. They're right over here in Laguna Hills. There's in San Clemente and in Orange.
We have an office in Orange, that's right.
Of course, they'll probably use the one here. But hey, you might have friends in those areas.
Yeah.
All right, take care. Say hi to everyone over at Harvard Eye for me.
Will do, thank you.
All right, and we'll be right back.
Happy Thanksgiving.
You too.